Work there, buddy. KACSA.
Figured it might.
You were just using it a little while ago. You think you got to test me for the net?
Well, to be honest about it, I didn't know how loud the volume was, because there was some noise earlier, and you don't want me not to be able to hear, do you?
Hey, Paul, turn up your hearing aid.
All right, we need to behave.
Alright, I'll be down in the basement here shortly and ready to get on the net.
In about 3 minutes.
That's what my TikTok says.
Did figure it out. It is my night.
Back on later. David Canal, W8CRC. Okay, talk to you later. I'm going to go upstairs anyway, so have a good net. WD8K.
And we'll start in 30 seconds. Good evening. Calling all amateur radio operators, scanner listeners, and whoever else wants to listen to our net. Welcome to the Crooked River Amateur Radio Club's Tuesday night VHF net. My name is Pat. My call sign is November 8, Oscar, Quebec, Papa. However, for the purposes of this net, we'll be using a club call of Whiskey Charlie Romeo Charlie. That's an open and directed net. All amateur radio operators are encouraged to check in. You don't have to be a club member or anything like that. Check-ins are available for any licensed ham. But I digress. Check-ins will go through net control. There may be some emergency traffic here and there. You never know. We ask that you leave short pauses between transmissions to allow that type of traffic to drift in here. This net's to bring together all amateur radio operators for exchanging ideas of the amateur-related and other types, for information, to keep club members and the amateur radio public up to date with our happenings, and of course to enhance the old net operating practices, which I need a lot of practice, but that's beside the point. This net meets every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Local time. We're going to go ahead and start with announcements, and then ask for check-ins from anybody with any announcements that wants to put them at the front of the net, Once those are done, I'll take and ask for general check-ins, at which time I ask you to give me your call sign, your name, and repeat the call sign phonetically, and we're going to probably take, at least in the beginning, we'll take 4 or 5 at a time, and come back to the top of the page for comments. Once all check-ins are done, then we'll repeat the announcements, take one last round of check-ins if there is any, and then we'll go ahead and close it. As far as announcements, not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday, the 15th, you're going to want to be either on Zoom or at our club meeting. We got some really cool stuff coming. This Wednesday, next Wednesday, I've got Tim Duffy from DX Engineering penciled in. He's going to be talking about building antennas. Should be a good presentation. I'm hoping to get, that'll be an in-person meeting, but I'm also planning on airing it on Zoom. So if anybody wants to check in that way, they'll be able to. The other announcements that I have, I also have for the February meeting, February presentation meeting, we have the Rocket Girl scheduled. Morgan, her last name escapes me right at the moment, but I contacted her, and she's pretty willing to come in and give us a talk on it. Tell us what she's learned after what she did the last presentations were on here. She said she's had quite a bit of work and done quite a bit of research, so that'll be two interesting meetings coming. I'll take and probably end it there because I don't really want to spill any more beans. Next announcement, though, is the fact that we have some people have taken advantage of the pay your dues early thing that we've got going. That's about to come to an end, and unfortunately for some, the regular dues are going to be due as of February 1st. We appreciate everybody's patronage and stuff. There's a lot of people that have already paid through 2025, and so we need to, I'd like to see some more pay so we can get through the rest of 2025 into 2026. If you haven't paid your dues and need the contact information or PayPal to pay it, it's on the website. I think that is all the announcements that I've got. Okay. Now I'm going to ask if there is any other announcements that need to be aired before we continue.
Good evening, radio. KABSA checking in.
I take it you've got a trivia question and maybe even an announcement, huh?
Hi, laddie, I do have a trivia question. I may have used this one before, but I don't remember. Alright, y'all listening? Got your thinking caps on? Your extra test manual open? Because this is off that test, I believe. What type of preamplifier invented by hams does not include a transistor, a tube, or any other active amplifying device? A. Parametric. B. Supercooled. C. Negative feedback. And D. Servo. Plus I got more. Alright, so we got some contests coming up. North American QSO party on CW is the weekend of the 11th. And I don't have all the particular details. I know it's the weekend of the 11th. Ohio Simplex ARRL VHF pre-contest zone. North American QSO party is January 18th. And that runs through the 19th. Scrolling down, January 24th is the CQ Worldwide 160 meter CW contest. And let me get a beep. And that same weekend is Winter Field Day. And the last day of the month is the 1010 Winter QSO party. Single sideband FM and AM. Obviously, that's on 10 meters. That's all I got, Pat. Back to you, KAA-BSA.
Okay, sir. I'll ask you once we're done with the announcements to reread the trivia question. Anybody else with an announcement, please come now. Okay, Keith, the floor is yours. Go ahead and read the trivia again.
Alrighty. Trivia question is, what type of preamplifier invented by hams does not include a transistor tube or any other active amplifying device? A is parametric. B is supercooled. C is negative feedback. And D, servo. And I will reread it any time.
I'm kind of thinking it's between B and D. I'll save my answer for right now. I'm not completely sure of that right at the moment. But thanks, Keith, for the announcements and the trivia. We'll be back to you off and on as we go through here. All right, is that all? If that's all the announcements, we'll go ahead and start taking check-ins. If you'd like to check into our net, please call W8CRC.
KB8PRK.
KB8PRK. Good evening, Ted. Let's see if we got any more, and then we'll be right back to you. Anybody else?
KE8HNK Mobile, I'll be in and out. KA8GKG, John and Akron.
Elmer, gotcha. That's in and out. All right, anybody else?
KA8GKG, John and Akron.
KA8GKG, John? H-N. All right, we got 1, 2. Anybody else?
N8NH, Mark and Akron, in and out.
8NH, good evening, Mark. Does anyone take a shot at the trivia?
I missed the question, so you don't have to read it again. No, I'll pass tonight.
Okay, thanks for checking in with us. I got you on the list. Anybody else, please?
Bill Foxtrot 8, Charlie Yankee /AG.
CCY. And that's, yeah, Bob, that's right. Okay, I've got 1, 2, 3. Let's just go ahead and back up to the top here. Let's start off with Mr. PRK. Good evening, Ted. How you doing?
Yeah, KB8PRK. Doing all
tired of this constant cold outside. But, oh well, it's January. And, you know, next Wednesday, we're going to be halfway through this month already. Bring it on. Oh, not much going on. Just, did a little grocery shopping today and stuff like that. Not much else going on. And as far as the trivia, you know, I don't really have a clue on this one. So instead of being a chance of being right 25% and wrong 75%, I'm going to pass on it, but I am going to stick around and listen for the answer. That was a good question, Keith. You said that was a question on the extra test. Okay. I never studied that one, being a general. And for that, we'll just leave it at that right now. But good question. But I am interested to hear what the answer is. KBPRK, back to you, Pat.
All right, Ted, we'll hang in there. We'll get to it shortly. Before we go any further, Keith, why don't you give it a reread?
Reread, Roger. All right. What type of preamplifier invented by hams does not include transistor tube or any other active amplifying device? A is parametric, B is supercooled, C is negative feedback, and D is servo.
I'm going to almost go with A. I'm probably wrong, but I'm going to go with A. Let's take this to Mr. GKG. He should know what this is. Evening, John. How you doing?
Good evening, Pat, and hello to everyone in the group. Well, I came down with it. I don't know, Pat, I know 2 weeks ago you had something, and I wasn't feeling my best Sunday. I went to work yesterday, and today I feel febrile, and I've got like runny nose and coughing, and it's like, I'm glad I'm off work today and tomorrow, and I may be off the rest of the week if it doesn't turn around by tomorrow night. So anyway, other than that, all's well. Days like today are good for staying in and taking naps and not doing anything or playing radio. I had to run this afternoon. I had to run down to Cleveland Clinic for a 20-minute, just a quick blood test, and then everything's fine. So I went back on my way. But I'm going to drop it here, and then I'm going to pick it up. I've got some other information for you. Yes, if you're interested in listening to yourself on the net this evening or pretty much any Tuesday evening, go to YouTube and look up W8 Charlie X-Ray Oscar, W8CXO, and he is streaming our net tonight live on YouTube. And, okay, also, Pat, the Rocket Lady, Morgan Lyons, that's cool. She's gonna. I saw her with another club maybe 2 years ago, and she put on a nice presentation. And the answer for the trivia is C. Charlie, negative feedback. With that, I'll toss it back to net control, and maybe I'll catch you guys later in the evening. W8CRC from KA8GKG. Back to you.
Okay, John. Thanks for all that. Yeah, that was one of the reasons I tried to. I reached out to Morgan was the fact that she hasn't been around here for a couple of years, and as soon as I reached out, I got a nice response from her. Like, oh yeah, I remember you. How you doing? We talked for a little bit, and I asked her. And she said, yeah, she says, I'm still doing the presentations. And she says, I've grown a lot in the last 2 years. She says, I've learned a lot and we've really progressed with some of this stuff. So I'm anxious to hear from her. You know, I want to advertise her so we can get a pretty decent crowd. But I think that I think she'll be a good talk, and as well as Ken Duffy or Tim Duffy. Dan. Yeah, don't tell Tim I said. But Tim will be a good one too. He's going to talk about antenna building. So that's just a tip of the iceberg for what I've got planned for about the next 6 months. I've got all kinds of stuff. I've been waiting for the first of the year to actually do this stuff, to get everything planned. Now that it's here, I'm going at it like a lion. But anyway, let me break for time here. Okay, that brings us down to Bob, KF8CCY/G. Whoa.
Evening. Not much going on here, just trying to stay warm. Not doing too much of anything. Did use my new general and made a couple contacts on 20 and 40 meters. Other than that, like I said, not doing much. So I'm going to say C on the trivia, go along with John, and back to Ned.
Yeah, I think I'm going to change my answer to it too. He seemed like he knew what he was talking about. So I think we'll change to that too. Congratulations on the upgrade. The thing's in the process, so that's about all I can say. Hopefully you'll see it in the next day or so, if you haven't already. But anyway, let's move on here. If you'd like to check into our net, please give me a call. Please call W8CRC. Okay, hearing nothing, let's go back and recap some announcements. Do a little BS in here, and maybe we can come up with another contact or two anyway. Do want to thank Mike at W8CXO for YouTubing our net for us. It is appreciated. Thank you much for that, Mike. We hardly hear you behind the scenes sometimes, but I'm always kind of thinking you're there. But thanks for doing it for us. Anyway, upcoming meetings. We got Tim Duffy coming not this Wednesday, not tomorrow, but a week from Wednesday, the 15th of January. We'll have Tim Duffy talking about antenna building. Then in February, we've got, I think that's the 19th. Check it easy enough here. We've got the 19th, we've got the Rocket Girl. Yeah, it's February 19th. We've got the Rocket Girl at 7:30. And she will be coming in from Central Time, so the Central Time Zone. So we won't keep her up too late, but I think she'll be all right. Anyway, please remember the dues are due coming up in another a little under a month. If you paid now or take care of that now, if you're a new member, you'll get 13 months. Wouldn't that be cool? Also, I will say that the meetings coming up, I decided are going to start putting on Zoom. If they're presentation meetings or not, any kind of club function is probably going to be on Zoom from here on. I've got to, I've had some requests for that, and I don't really see why not. We haul the equipment most of the time anyway. So let me break here. that's all the announcements. We have the trivia. We have some contests coming up. And at this point, we will go ahead and ask for one last round of check-ins if there's any left. If you'd like to check in or not, please call.
What about the not trivia, but the contest calendar?
Go ahead with that.
All right, very good. Looking through the calendar again, the 11th of January. It's a 2-day event, North American QSO Party on CW. And scrolling down, North American QSO Party on Sideband is the 18th of January. And scrolling down further, no, we don't care about that. CQ Worldwide 160-meter contest is January 24th. It looks like it's a 3-day event. Winter Field Day is coming up January 26th. And then I have one final 1010 Winter Phone QSO Party. Of course, that's on 10 meters. And that is the 31st of January. Let me get a beep. I'll read the trivia question again while I'm at it here. What type of preamplifier invented by hams does not include a transistor tube or any other active amplifying device? A is parametrics, B is supercooled, C is negative feedback, and D is servo. Back to you, Pat, KA8BSA.
Okay, that sounds good. If you'd like to check in or not, this is the last call for that. Last call for check-ins. If you'd like to check in or not, please call now.
Whiskey Delta 8, Bravo, Quebec, Sierra, Steve, Cogga Falls.
Well, look who we have here. Good evening, Steve. BQS, STEVE. Good evening, how you doing?
We're doing a lot better, Pat. Things are going okay. I've got a appointment to do a follow-up on the, I think it's the 14th, to take the stint out. So we'll see how that goes. But the pain is just about gone, or just about is gone, I should say. So feeling a lot better. It was a tough road to hoe, let me tell you.
Yeah, I don't think I'd even want to be in that position. I know the health things that I've had here in the last week or two is enough to make me scream out loud, but that's beside the point. Anybody that knows me knows what I'm talking about. I'll fill you on that sometime when I'm not on a net. But yeah, I'm glad you're feeling better. I tried calling you. I was going to check up on you this afternoon. I don't know if you got the message or not, but I was going to tell you what we got going on and that. I'm glad you finally got a chance to check in. You're feeling better.
Yeah, doing a lot better. Yeah, I saw the call late, so that's why I figured I'd get on here and let you know things are going a lot better. And yeah, I had the phone turned off for church so it wouldn't ring, and I just have not turned it back on. That goes to show you how much I've used the phone in the last few days. So, pardon me for that, for not getting back to you right away. But I'd like to say hi to everybody on the net, and I don't have any idea on the question, so I'll just pass on that. And glad everybody has made it to 2025 WD8BQS.
Yeah, we're forging ahead, head first. I'm actually putting out trying to put out a newsletter this month. I'm getting it ready for the editor. But that was one of the lines I used. We're going into 2025 head first. Anyway, glad you're feeling better, Steve. Anything else from that?
Oh, that's it, Pat. Just trying to heal up, and we'll be ready to go to the meeting, hopefully. So I'll see you guys there, W8BQS.
That's going to be a pretty good one, I think, especially with Tim coming in. Anyway, we'll talk to you. Anybody else want to check in before we close this up? Please call. Okay, hearing nothing, I'm going to go ahead and read the ending text here. In preparing to close this net, I'd like to thank everyone who took the time to check in with us tonight. Without you guys, we wouldn't be a club, we wouldn't be a net. Just think of all the fun we'd be missing. But you are appreciated more than you'd ever believe. Without your participation, I've already read that. This has been November 8, Oscar, Quebec, Papa. My name is Pat, and it's been my pleasure to host this evening's net. At this time, I will go ahead and close the net with, looks like 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 check-ins. So with that, I'll go ahead and close her up. Everybody have a blessed week. Hopefully, keep in mind what we got going on as far as the meeting in 2 weeks, and we'll see you then. Hopefully see you at the next net too. 7:30 from November 8, Oscar, Quebec, Papa. We're listening.
All right, it's my turn to pick it up. You should probably have to do this before you close the net. The trivia question. What type of preamplifier invented by hams does not include a transistor tube or any other active amplifying device? A is parametric, B is supercooled, C is negative feedback, and D is servo. Well, the legendary K9EID has talked about this many times, Bob Heil, and it's not servo, it's not supercooled, it is not negative feedback, it is parametric. Number A, or letter A.
Dang, I should have went with my gut.
The reigning trivia guru.
So I had it right the first time. I'll go back to my first answer.
That's not going to fly. You have to answer it before the answer is given.
I did, but I just gave 2 guesses.
Yeah, but you changed your answer. That doesn't count.
I don't know why not. Somebody doubled with us here. Who doubled? Anyway, that's cool. That was a good question.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Answer man has left the building.
I did notice something here. If you have an authoritative attitude when you give an answer like that, people's going to follow you.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. I'm marking that question as used, so hopefully I won't do it again. I believe I did this question before after I thought about it.
Nobody here remembered it, so we're good to go. trying to get taken care of here, so I'm going to go ahead and drop off here. I'll be listening, but I'm going to be quiet for a while.
That's a first. Marty, where you at?
I guess he checked into the Aries and gave information about Skywarn last night. And I bet there was a bunch of mouths on the floor.
KA8BSA.
I doubled with you.
Oh, okay. I said, I'm going to go upstairs and have dinner. It was done by the time I gave the first trivia question.
I said that I guess he checked into the Aries net last night and gave us some stuff about Skywarn. I bet you there was a bunch of mouths on the floor.
Cool. All right. I'll catch you later. Don't know if I'll be back or not, but if I am, I may be in the background.
I'll be here for a little bit yet. I got to get this printer issue done. So we'll talk. Cemetery, and I don't keep it.
Line up, KA8BSA.